Please tell me your nationality and country of residence. Please state if you are a student pilot, or if you are a qualified pilot, please tell me the type of license that you hold. Please tell me the total flight hours experience that you have. Tell me about an incident you have had while flying an aircraft, or any other incident that you know about. You have 2 minutes to describe the incident. While you are taxiing your commercial air transport aircraft to the holding point for takeoff, you receive a communication informing you that one of your expected passengers failed to show at the gate. As a consequence, the passenger's baggage is on board your aircraft and must be removed before you are allowed to continue with your flight. Please give an example of a message you would give to your passengers explaining what is happening and the reason for the delay for takeoff. Please describe in as much detail as possible the before flight checks on the aircraft which you are currently flying. Please give some examples of defects found during the before flight checks that would make you decide not to fly the aircraft. Describe some of the possible actions which ATC may take when an airline passenger aircraft declares a low fuel emergency. Using the ICAO phonetic alphabet, please read the following groups of letters. Using the ICAO rules for transmission of numbers, please read aloud the following numbers with the appropriate pronunciation. Please read aloud the following information. Listen to the following transmission and please take notes. You'll be asked 2 questions about the transmission.
Mayday, Mayday, Mayday. Sun City approach. Uniform Papa Charlie X-ray Alpha. PA-38. 1 engine shut down and major fuel leak. Request emergency landing in fire services. 10 miles northwest of Sun City Airport. Altitude 2,000 feet. Heading 140. PPL 2 persons on board.
What is the emergency and what is the commander of PA-38 requesting? What was the estimated position of the PA-38 during the Mayday call?
Pan Pan, Pan Pan, Pan Pan. Sun City approach, Uniform Golf 209er. 18 nautical miles east of Sun City, passenger with suspected heart attack. Diverting to Sun City, flight level 240, heading 275 to Sun City. Request paramedic and ambulance on arrival.
What is the emergency and what is the commander of Uniform Golf 209er requesting? What was the estimated position of Uniform Golf 209er during the urgency call? You are taxiing parallel to the main runway when you notice the landing aircraft in the picture. You have not heard any emergency transmission on the frequency in use. Please give an example of a call to ATC explaining what you see. Please describe what you see in this picture. Describe what is happening to the landing aircraft. Listen to the following transmissions from ATC and read back the required information. Your call sign will be displayed on the screen.
1953, descent to flight level 40.
Read back.
Scandinavian 1549er, contact arrival on 184.
Read back.
Iberia 3244, descent flight level 40.
Read back. Please describe, in plain English, at least 2 medical conditions and symptoms which may affect either your passengers or flight crew that you believe are serious enough for you to transmit an urgency pan message to air traffic. Please give an example of the urgency message to air traffic for one of the medical conditions and symptoms which you described. Listen to the conversation between ATC and aircraft call sign 503. The conversation will be repeated twice. Please explain what happened and what taxi clearance was given to 503.
Ground 503 is Bravo 14 ready to taxi. ISO 503, you are ready to taxi, sir. ISO 503 ready to taxi. Sir, request first, for the next time, request pushback first on the ground frequency. For now it's okay, taxi via Quebec Whiskey 5 to 36 left. Ground 503 is Bravo 14 ready to taxi. ISO 503, you are ready to taxi, sir. ISO 503 ready to taxi. Sir, request first, for the next time, request pushback first on the ground frequency. For now it's okay, taxi via Quebec Whiskey 5 to 36 left.
Please explain what happened and what taxi clearance was given to 503. Please describe in as much detail as possible what you see in this diagram. Please name the parts of the aircraft numbered 1 to 13. What are the dangers of entering or flying in close proximity to this developing thunderstorm? For the next part of the test, you will receive information concerning an occurrence. Please listen carefully and take notes. You are flying your aircraft on final approach 5 nautical miles behind a Boeing 747. ATC instructed an Airbus 320 on the ground to line up after the landing Boeing 747. You saw the Boeing 747 in front land, and immediately after, the Airbus taxi from the holding point to line up on the threshold. You questioned the air traffic about the lining up Airbus, but the ATC instructed you to continue your approach. Soon after, ATC then instructed you to go around from 400 feet before the Airbus commenced takeoff roll. Please give an example of your verbal report to your operations manager concerning this occurrence on your return to your home base. You are at a foreign airport and given clearance to line up and wait runway 32 right. The instruction was read back and you entered the runway. On lining up, an aircraft was seen turning on to a final approach at approximately 4 miles. Your TCAS was showing an inbound aircraft at 2 nautical miles and plus 500 feet. You had not received your takeoff clearance. Your pilot non-flying transmitted to the ATC that your aircraft was lined up on 32 right with landing traffic 300 feet behind. There was then a transmission in the local language, and approximately 20 seconds later, the approaching aircraft, a Boeing 737, flew directly overhead between 100 and 200 feet and landed about 600 meters ahead. Please give an example of your verbal report to your operations manager concerning this occurrence on your return to your home base. Listen carefully to the following extract concerning emergency procedures. Emergency procedures. If you are the commander of an aircraft and you find yourself in real difficulty, do not lose any time. It is important to request assistance immediately. Even during an emergency, your first priority must be to fly the aircraft. Your second priority is to navigate. This means to be heading in a suitable direction at a safe altitude. Your third priority is to communicate. How would you prioritize your tasks in an emergency situation based on the information you have just received?